Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash the like, because what I'm about to reveal today will make you see women and the subtle ways they show attraction completely differently. I promise, by the end of this video, you'll recognize signals most men miss entirely. Have you ever been talking to a younger woman and felt this strange magnetic pull, but couldn't quite put your finger on why she seems different around you? I'm not talking about casual friendliness or polite attention. I'm talking about those tiny, almost invisible cues that scream interest, the ones women give off when they're unconsciously drawn to a man. And yes, they exist. The problem is most men never notice them, or worse, they misinterpret them entirely. Here's the first truth. When a younger woman is attracted, she doesn't always say it directly. In fact, she rarely does, especially if she's aware of social rules or doesn't want to seem forward. Her eyes, her tone, the way she laughs at even your smallest jokes. They're all pieces of a puzzle most men can't even see. And make no mistake, women have evolved these subtle behaviors over thousands of years. They're instinctive, biological, and incredibly precise. They test you without ever saying a word. Let me give you a simple example. If she leans slightly closer when you speak, not just for comfort, but into your personal space just a fraction more than necessary, that's not casual. If she mirrors your movements from sipping her drink to crossing her legs exactly when you do, that's not coincidence. These micro-behaviors are like a code only the most observant men can decipher. Most men, though, are too distracted by what's on the surface. Words, looks, and text messages. They miss the undercurrent entirely, the quiet language of attraction that women don't even realize they're speaking. And here's a more dangerous trap. The friend zone illusion. Many men see her joking, touching your arm lightly, or even teasing you, and think it's harmless fun. Wrong. That playful touch is one of the earliest and most consistent signs a younger woman is testing your interest level. She's seeing if you notice, if you react, and if you can match her energy. Her actions are a mirror, reflecting not just attraction, but her curiosity, her willingness to explore something deeper. Most men don't respond because they lack the awareness, or worse, they overanalyze and freeze, losing the opportunity before it even starts. Pay attention to these signs because they're rarely repeated once you miss them. Understanding them changes everything. Your confidence, the way you approach her, and the energy you project. From this moment on, I want you to see past the casual smile, the light teasing, the fleeting glances. These are invitations, but only if you know how to respond. Here's the thing most men never understand. Attraction isn't just about words or appearance, it's about energy, subtle cues, and timing. When a younger woman is hitting on you, her behavior changes almost imperceptibly. You might notice it in her laughter, a slight raise of her eyebrows when you speak, or how she angles her body toward you even in a crowded room. These aren't accidents. They're unconscious signals designed to test whether you're aware enough to respond. Notice the way she touches her hair, not just casually flipping it, but lingering, twirling, or brushing it back in a way that draws your attention. It's a classic sign of interest rooted in biology. Women do this because it signals youth, vitality, and receptiveness. But here's the kicker. Most men dismiss it as nothing, or worse, as a nervous habit. Recognize it, and you suddenly see the difference between a woman who's just friendly and one who's actively intrigued by you. Pay attention to her voice. When she talks to you, does it shift subtly? A softer tone, a playful pitch, a slower rhythm? These are unconscious cues designed to create intimacy. She's lowering her defenses, creating a subtle bond that most men completely miss. A younger woman who's testing attraction will often laugh slightly louder at your jokes, lean in just a little more when you share a story, or even find ways to initiate conversation when there's no reason to. Then there's eye contact, the silent language that speaks louder than words. If she holds your gaze longer than socially required, glances away and back quickly, or her pupils dilate when she looks at you, you're witnessing attraction at a primal level. Most men are blind to this, distracted by what she's saying instead of noticing how she's saying it. The truth is, she's revealing more about her desire in those tiny moments than in any sentence she could ever speak. Even the smallest physical gestures matter, a hand brushing against yours, a subtle touch on the shoulder, or adjusting her clothing in your presence. These actions test your awareness and your reaction. They measure confidence and the ability to respond without overthinking. A younger woman isn't just flirting for fun, she's sending invitations, and how you respond sets the tone for what happens next. Miss them, and the moment disappears. The harsh reality most men don't see is that these signals fade quickly if ignored. A younger woman's interest isn't guaranteed. It's a fragile, dynamic thing influenced by your energy, timing, and presence. Recognizing these signals is your first step toward being the man who doesn't just notice attraction, but can navigate it with precision. This isn't luck or chance. It's awareness, insight, and understanding the psychology she can't even articulate herself. Here's a truth most men refuse to admit. Younger women often test attraction before they even speak the words. And these tests aren't obvious. They're psychological probes designed to see how secure, confident, and self-aware you are. She's watching how you handle her energy, her glances, her subtle touches. Every reaction you have is being evaluated, and most men fail without even realizing it. One of the most overlooked signs is playful teasing. If she lightly mocks you, challenges your opinions, or jokes at your expense, she's not being mean, she's gauging your confidence. A woman who's hitting on you will push just enough to see if you can handle it without insecurity, defensiveness, or anger. How you respond to these small challenges is far more important than anything she actually says. She's testing emotional intelligence because that's what draws her in on a deeper level. Then there's the attention she gives. A younger woman who's attracted will find reasons to engage with you in ways that seem coincidental but are not. She'll ask for help with something minor, send a message about nothing, or comment on things you never expected her to notice. These are invitations disguised as casual interactions. Men who are tuned out often dismiss them, missing opportunities to create connection and intimacy. Those who notice and respond thoughtfully stand out immediately. Body language is another critical clue. Notice her posture when you're nearby. Does she orient herself toward you even when it's inconvenient? Are her movements subtly mimicking yours? Mirroring is one of the most instinctive signs of interest. Women unconsciously do it when they feel a connection and want to deepen it. If she's doing this with you, it's not friendship, it's attraction, pure and simple. But here's the part most men get wrong. A woman's words are rarely the full picture. She might say she's just being friendly, or laugh off moments that are clearly intimate. The words are a mask, the signals are real. Her mind is processing attraction on a subconscious level, and your ability to perceive it, match it, and escalate it determines whether you move forward or stay invisible. Ignoring these signs keeps you in the realm of ordinary, where many men linger, unaware, unacknowledged, and passed over. Finally, pay attention to timing. A younger woman will find moments when you're alone or when attention is minimal to create these interactions. It's never random. She wants a reaction, a spark, a subtle acknowledgement that you see her differently than anyone else. Recognizing these moments and responding with awareness and confidence shifts everything. You move from being someone she notices occasionally to someone she thinks about constantly. That's the difference between fleeting attention and real attraction. Now let's get into the part most men completely overlook, the words she chooses. When a younger woman is hitting on you, she speaks differently. Not loudly, not obviously, but in ways that are psychologically designed to draw you in. She drops hints, tests your reactions, and subtly frames conversation to see if you're paying attention. These verbal cues are golden, but most men dismiss them as nothing more than small talk. For example, she might ask personal questions that seem innocent but are really invitations. Questions like, "And have you ever tried this?" or "What would you do in this situation?" aren't just curiosity, they're probes. She's seeing how you think, how confident you are, and whether you can maintain your masculinity without over-explaining or seeking approval. If you answer with certainty and calm energy, she feels a subtle pull toward you. Hesitation or insecurity. That kills attraction faster than any mistaken conversation. Listen to how she frames compliments or how she slips them in casually. A younger woman who's testing you rarely says, "I like you," outright. Instead, she might comment on something unique about your style, intelligence, or humor. A compliment hidden in a playful tease or an observation about your confidence is a signal that she's interested. Most men don't recognize it because they're waiting for direct declarations, missing the nuance entirely. Pay attention to the story she tells. When a woman is intrigued, she shares anecdotes that subtly highlight her emotions or desires. She might describe moments where she felt excitement, challenge, or connection, but always in a way that invites your reaction. These stories aren't casual chatter, they're invitations to match her energy, to engage at a level beyond words. Responding with insight or playful challenge strengthens her attraction, while ignoring or underreacting diminishes it. Then there's the power of indirect language. Phrases like, "I never meet guys like you," or "You're different from anyone I know," are less about flattery and more about testing your perception. She's signaling that you've caught her attention and watching to see if you recognize it. Many men miss this entirely, thinking she's joking or exaggerating. Not true, she's telling you something very real, and how you handle it sets the trajectory of every interaction after. Finally, notice repetition. If she brings up certain topics multiple times or circles back to the same playful challenges, she's not being forgetful. She's testing consistency. She wants to see if your energy matches hers over time, if you're engaging at the level she unconsciously desires. This is where most men fail. They react once, then relax, thinking the moment passed. But attraction is cumulative. Each subtle cue builds tension, curiosity, and desire. Recognizing the pattern and responding with awareness puts you in a position of control, turning invisible flirtation into unmistakable connection. Now let's talk about the signs you can't ignore. the ones women often give without realizing. These are physical, nonverbal cues that speak louder than words. If a younger woman is hitting on you, her body will betray her interest long before she admits it. And these signals aren't subtle mistakes. They're intentional, instinctive, and revealing. Most men, though, are blind to them. Start with proximity. She'll unconsciously position herself closer than necessary. In a conversation, she might lean in just a fraction toward you, tilt her body in your direction, or angle herself to keep your space connected. These tiny shifts are her way of testing comfort and interest. If you notice and reciprocate subtly, you create a tension she can't resist. Miss it, and she may quietly disengage, assuming you're unaware. Next is touch. A fleeting hand on your shoulder, a brush against your arm, or even playful nudges are all powerful signals. Women rarely touch men without purpose. When they do, it's a test. Can you respond naturally, confidently, without overreacting? These small touches are designed to gauge emotional intelligence and physical awareness. Most men either ignore them or respond awkwardly, which instantly kills attraction. The right reaction, however, amplifies desire and intrigue. Eyes are perhaps the most revealing. Notice if her pupils dilate when she looks at you, or if she maintains a gaze longer than usual. Does she glance away, then quickly check back? This is not accidental. Her eyes are communicating interest, curiosity, and invitation. Men who ignore eye contact are missing one of the strongest signals a woman can give, one that often precedes any verbal confirmation of attraction. Even her energy and movement matter. Watch how she moves when you're around. Does she subtly mirror your gestures? Does her voice soften or become more playful? Mirroring is an unconscious method of creating connection, and when combined with other cues, it's a near certain sign of attraction. These aren't just behaviors, they're invitations to engage at a deeper level, testing your awareness and confidence simultaneously. Finally, consider timing and attention. She will find ways to appear in your space, send small messages, or initiate brief interactions when there's no practical reason to do so. She's creating opportunities for connection while observing your responses. Each interaction builds a pattern of interest. Ignoring this is like walking past a gold mine blindfolded. Recognize these cues, respond intentionally, and you move from being noticed occasionally to being desired consistently. Here's the truth most men never realize. Noticing her signals is only half the battle. The real power comes in how you respond. A younger woman isn't just sending cues for fun. She's testing whether you're capable of matching her energy, confidence, and awareness. Your reaction determines whether attraction grows or fizzles. First, confidence is non-negotiable. When she leans in, touches your arm, or teases you, respond with calm certainty. Don't overthink, don't panic, and never apologize for her attention. A confident man meets her energy with ease, acknowledges the signal, and subtly escalates connection without rushing. She's watching to see if you can handle the attention without losing your composure, because composure equals power in her eyes. Next, mirror strategically. If she mirrors your posture, tone, or gestures, return the favor. But do it intentionally, not mechanically. Mirroring creates subconscious rapport and signals that you are aligned with her energy. This is different from mimicry. It's about reflecting attraction in a way that amplifies desire. Women respond instinctively to men who match their rhythm and energy without effort. Playfulness is another key. Her teasing isn't random, it's a test of your emotional intelligence. Respond with humor, gentle challenge, or clever observation. Show that you're not just aware, but that you can engage her on a level deeper than casual interaction. This creates tension and excitement, which are essential for escalating attraction naturally. Overreacting, becoming defensive, or failing to engage destroys the dynamic instantly. Respect boundaries while escalating subtly. If she touches you lightly or leans in, acknowledge it with a smile, a light touch in return, or an engaging comment. Never force interaction. Instead, let her energy guide the pace. Women are attracted to men who can navigate desire intelligently, those who read cues, respond appropriately, and maintain control of their own presence. Finally, create emotional resonance. Connect with her beyond surface-level attraction by listening deeply, noticing small details, and engaging her curiosity. Ask thoughtful questions, comment on unique aspects of her personality, and make her feel seen in ways most men never do. This combination of awareness, confidence, and strategic interaction transforms subtle flirting into undeniable attraction. Remember, the difference between men who get noticed and men who are remembered is simple. Awareness plus action. She's giving signals that most men overlook. Your job is to see them, interpret them, and respond with precision. Do that, and a younger woman's attention stops being fleeting and starts becoming something she seeks. Master this, and you don't just notice attraction, you create it, shape it, and sustain it effortlessly.